Hello everyone. Today I am going to talk about infections and how our immune system is able to protect us from these kinds of disorders. Infections are diseases which are caused by the entry of harmful microorganisms into the human body. Many of these microorganisms gain entry through pores like the ear, through the nose, or through the mouth. Now, our body is also capable to prevent these microorganisms from gaining entry. Like the skin acts as a physical barrier which prevents any kind of microorganism to gain entry directly. Our ears also happen to secrete wax-like substances which prevents the entry of microorganisms. Our nose also secretes substances which traps microorganisms and prevents them from getting further entry beyond the nose. In the mouth, our saliva contains substances which act against these microorganisms, preventing their growth. Even if it happens to go inside the stomach, our stomach is equipped or it secretes a highly strong acid where it is very difficult for the microorganisms to survive. Our intestine even secretes basic substances which are also not very crucial or does not help the microorganisms to survive. Microorganisms contain some structures or formations which are present in their cells or on the exterior surface of the cells, which triggers the immune cells that are present in our human body, and they are able to kill or to prevent their growth. I am also going to talk about viral infections. Viral or viruses are nothing but particles that have genetic material inside them. Now, these viruses have special structures. Let me give you a simple idea about how a virus infects a cell. Now, imagine this being the virus and this being the cell where the virus is going to infect. Now, the virus goes on top and attaches itself. And once this attachment is complete, it secretes the genetic material inside the cell which goes inside, and then most of the times this genetic material is inserted into the genetic material already present in the cell. Now the cell assumes that it is its own genetic material, so let's express it. Once it is expressed, viral particles are generated and more genetic material is embedded inside these particles, and these are secreted outside the cell, producing more and more numbers of viral offsprings or viral copies. Now these new viral copies are able to infect new cells. Another important aspect or characteristic of viruses are that they have the ability to mutate fast. Now, what I mean by mutate fast? So, like let's take any virus, let's say a virus goes inside a cell and it replicates its genomic DNA or genomic material. Once this material is getting, or when it is getting expressed, some of the material undergoes changes, and there are some peculiar or single changes that are introduced inside this genetic material. Since viruses multiply at a very fast rate, many different kinds of replicates are generated. Now, at some point, since the replication rate is high, there may be induction of successful changes which will be favorable for the virus to become more fit and invade different or new cells. Also, it is important for viruses to remain inside the host. There could be exceptions, like some viruses remain latent, like the HIV virus. It remains latent and it is able to transmit itself by staying latent inside the human body. By meaning latent, I mean here that it remains stagnant, it does not cause any infection. Once it feels like, it will come up and produce more progeny and replicate itself. Once more and more replicates are generated, then it is able to cause a serious infection inside the human host. We have also heard, or you must have heard, about these epidemics, like you have influenza epidemic, like the bird flu, swine flu, which causes a lot of serious concern, because once they start, it's very problematic to stop them. They also take place in developing countries, or countries where the sanitation is not adequate. Then you must have heard of the Ebola virus, which infected a lot of people. It started in Africa and it spread also in quite a number of countries. Now, Ebola is essentially a virus, and researchers have started thinking that how to stop these epidemics or serious outbreaks of diseases. Well, there are also other different types of infections, like the bacteria or infections, but they are not very lethal. So viruses have the ability to cause serious infections of the mortality rate of viral infections is higher compared to any other kind of infections like the bacteria or the fungal. Thank you very much for listening to this informational video. I hope you understood some of the causes and some aspects of infections